Hello friends, welcome back to virtual sessions on arrays. Now as I said, our topic of discussion for today is array. Before going for any further implementation on array, we just need to discuss about the definition. What is an array? Why we need it, and then we'll be going for how we write the programs through array. First of all, what is array? It's a set of similar type of data. It's a set of similar type of data having respective locations in the memory. What is the basic functionality of an array? It's a set of similar type of data. It's a set of similar type of data. Means if you are declaring a single variable in a program or individual variables in a program, right? Means in such situations it cannot be considered as an array. Means instead of, just like take an example, you want to store 10 different numbers in a program. What you will do? Obviously, to store each and every individual integer constant into a variable, we will be needing 10 different variables. For example, int a equals to 5, int b equal to 7, int c equals to 9, likewise. In this manner, we can able to store the 10 different integer constants into 10 different integer variables. Now, up till now, we solve the problems in this way. But if what is common in these all the variables? These all 10 variables are of integer type, and the constants what we are assigning to them all also of same type. So in such situations, instead of declaring 10 different variables to store the constants, instead of individually a comma b comma c comma d comma e, likewise, if I can declare a variable and divide into number of subscripts, right? So this is an array. What is array? It's a set of similar type of data having respective locations in the memory. I will be discussing about how array will get the respective location in the memory. Means like the first point is instead of declaring individual variables, if data is larger, data is vast, in such situations it becomes tough. Let us understand that for accepting 10 integer constants, you may able to declare 10 integer variables. But what happened if you want to accept the data of 1000 and if you want to accept data of 10,000 or 1 lakh? To read the input of 10 integer constants also, you require 10 individual scanf statements. Means as every variable having a different type of data, so you cannot able to set the loop also for the same reason. In case of individual variables I am discussing. So whenever you are dealing with a set, whenever you are dealing with a set, whenever you are dealing with a larger set of similar type of data, in such situations, instead of going for individual different variables, it's always better idea to declare an array for the same. So here in this case, instead of declaring a comma b comma c comma d comma e, it's better idea to declare a and divide in the square bracket int a of 10 means a become an array, of integer type, and 10 become the size of that particular array. 10 become the size of that particular array, and in memory the compartments or the subscripts sections will be divided like this. Int a of 10 is the size of an array, and in memory it will this array will be get divided into the 10 different subscripts, and array subscripts starts by 0, right, as default. Means by default array subscripts starts with 0, the counter of subscripts, because let us understand, you want to store 10 different constants instead of having 10 individual variables. Why not you named only one variable and divide into the 10 subscripts or the compartments or the sections rather, and each and every section that compiler will what it will do, it will name that all the subscripts starting from 0. This counting starts from 0 by default. So obviously if 10 is the size, 10 is the total number of size of an array, and subscript starts with 0, means your last subscript will be size minus 1. For example, if you want to count the 10 numbers and you want to start not by 1, you want to start by 0, so obviously your last will be, including 0, the last will be 9, right? So in this manner, how array will prove its definition? It's a set of similar type of data, means like you cannot, here I declare a variable int a of 10, means you cannot able to store the float constants or character constant or any other constants in it. It's a set of a similar type of data. Array cannot be a set of dissimilar type of data. You can able to make a collection of same type. And talking about the memory locations, it got the advantage that, just like take an example, we already studied that integer variable will get the 2 bytes of memory. So if a of 0 is having a memory address 1000, I am assuming this, and it consists the data that is 5, right? So a of 1, as it is a next subscript of an array, it must have a memory address that is 1002, and it may have any number of data, any data available over here. In the similar manner, we have 1004, the 9, and likewise, right? Means what it proves that array is a set of similar type of data, right? What is array? Whenever you want to make a collection, whenever you want to deal with the larger data, then you have to declare an array. I had already given you a simple example. If you want to deal with the 10 integer numeric values, so to store 10 different integer values, instead of going for 10 integer separate constants, it's better idea to declare an array of 10 subscripts, right? So what advantage you will get? By default, compiler will divide into the number of subscripts starting from 0 to n, right? Because array subscript starts by 0, and we don't need any separate variables. We don't need any separate variables. Just like to understand this logic, why we need array. I can solve the problems by individual variables. Why we need array? To understand this, just understand one concept so that the idea of arrays will be clear to you. Take an example. A person individually can build his home, individually can able to have a garden at home, kitchen at home, swimming pool at home. It is possible. But to have these all the amenities at home, to having all these facilities at home, what I'm talking about, the like the swimming tank at home, the huge garden at home, right? Like in such situations, roof, terrace it requires, or many more such. Lot of amenities I'm talking about, lot of facilities and features I'm talking about. But to have that all the facilities at one home, you have to expense a lot. You should have a bungalow and you should have a much more carpet area, right? And individually it may not be feasible. I am using a word called as feasible, right? So instead of trying that all the things individually, if what we can do, if 10 people of similar type of needs they required, right? If the 10 people with the similar type of needs they required, they come together, they form an associations, meet to the builder, buy a land, the cooperation, because as they said, now they are united. They bought a land, they give a contract to the builder to build that building, that all the facilities, amenities, features available, what they required. Now what? The total cost is contributed in 10. Right? So instead of one individual person investing, now the cost get divided by 10. And believe me, in such cooperation, association, the total cost what individual required will be almost what I can say 60 to 70% lesser cost will be needed to individual if they come to the associations, or less than that also. Means instead of 100% investing and having their own ownership, they can be contributed and divide that total expenses into 10, and they can save at least 70 to 80% of their funds. And all of them will have the much more facilities than any individual having. You understand the logic? What is logic behind the array over there? Array means a set. A people of similar mindset, a people who want to have a same or common features. If they contributed individually, they have to have more contributions. Now the 90% of contributions more they need to give. Means, for example, if they need like a bungalow, if they need a tank, if they need a garden, right? Then obviously in such situations they have to like maybe their budget will be more than 2 crores rupees to buy a separate land and then swimming tank and garden and everything, and a roof. terrace and all. So instead of that, if they can come together, instead of investing 5 crore rupees for this all the things, if they probably if they comes in a set over there, so it may be they'll get all these facilities within a 1 crore rupees or less than that also. So this is what, and then if they need further lesser contributions, right, they can extend the array size limit, right. So instead of individually having that all the features, if they can contribute together, they can avail the more and much more better facility, and that is what the array is. So you understand one point, that it's a similar type of data having respective locations in the memory. Respective locations means they are 1002, 1004, because just like in case of individual variables, you don't find the respectiveness of the memory, right. But in case of arrays, as they belong to now one group, they have the other respectiveness, flat number 1, flat number 2, flat number 3, everybody have a common share, and they are just adjacent to each other, so that they can be approached faster, they can be visited faster, they can be traversed faster. These all advantage you will get in arrays. Hope you understand this. Okay. Now we have array types, right. Array can be divided into two types. One is array of defined subscripts, means like if you declare an array and you need to, in the square bracket, you have to specify the size of an array. Now array of defined subscripts means whenever you want to declare an array in one line and input data in another, then array of defined subscript need to be used. I'm going to explain this. Now, as I already explained you that what is array. Now array, if I declare an array integer a of 10, so it become a type of array of defined subscript, means like I declare that array, that my array limit will be the 10. So one can say that now the size of an array is fixed. Size of an array is fixed. Means if you want to declare an array, just like in C we declare the variables on the top of the programs and then we use them somewhere. In the similar manner, if you want to declare an array, right, there and there only, and with a specific size, and then you want to use them in the code, then array of defined subscript will be used. Right. In the second case, we have an array of undefined subscripts. Now array of undefined subscript means you just keep the size blank. You just keep the size blank. But while keeping the size blank, now means like we have an array but don't have any subscripts. We don't have a defined subscripts. But in such situations, you cannot declare an array on one line and use it somewhere. Right? What you have to do, if you want to define an array of undefined subscript, then declaration and initialization has to be on the same line. Means you can specify the elements on the same line. Here in this case, you can declare an array in one line and you can use it later on. Let's say a of 0 equals to 5 on the next line, a of 1 equals to 7, likewise, or whatever. Is it clear? Means array, you understand array. What is array? It's a set of similar type of data having respective locations in the memory. I clear that particular point. Then array types, there are two types of array. Array of defined subscript means where we have a fixed size of array subscript defined over there. Means if you want to declare on one line and you want to use it in another lines or in somewhere in the code, then you have an array of defined subscript. But if you want to have an array of undefined subscript, means like you don't want to make it fixed, right? So here whatever the number of data, whatever the like size of data I'm going to initialize, that much become the size of an array, right? Here it's an array A of blank, means like array don't have any fixed size. So but in this case you have to declare the declarations, and initialization of elements is on the same line. So whatever the number of elements you are going to initialize, that much become the size of an array. Hope you got my point. Array of defined subscript and array of undefined subscripts, right? Let us try one example. Like array 1. What is the assignment? Declare an array of defined subscript insert elements in it. Right? So hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, I'm going to declare an array of defined subscript. That is array of size 10. Size 10 means total 10 elements I can able to insert in it. Then I am having a maybe the array counter, because to insert the data, because I am having the 10 sections now, right, from 0 to 9. But to insert the data and to traverse the elements or visit the elements available in array, I need to set a loop. So that's why I am using a I is an array counter. Right? Then I will clear the screen, and then I'll write the logic for inserting data in an array. For I equals to 0. Why I am starting with 0? Because array subscripts by default starts with 0. So last will be the less than 10, 9, and I plus plus. Then you can prompt the user printf enter data for a of I. Means it will prompt the user to enter data for a of 0, a of 1, because I is varying from 0 to 9, and then I will scan the data at the address of a of I. I already explained you that array subscripts having a respective memory location. So instead of first element will be inserted into the address of a of 0, then a of 1, then a of 2, and likewise. Right? Then in this manner, this code will insert the data. Then we'll say logic for displaying array elements, right? And then positions of an array, let's say like memory positions, memory address. For that reason, let's say I'll write printf array subscripts /t element and memory address. Now again I will set the loop for I equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. I will say printf. Now array subscript means a of %d, this is array subscript slash n, and %d is the element available, and slash t you have a memory address. So memory address always be unsigned data, so I am using %u over here, and then slash n. Then a of here is I, means you will get the subscript a of 0, and then the data available a of I, and the address available, that is address of a of I, right? And if you print everything, what you will find, okay, you will get the result like this: a of 0, right, having data 5 if you insert 5, and having memory address 1000 if assumably the memory address will be 6553 to sort of, but I am assuming 1000 is a memory address. So a of 0, then a of 1 may be having 7 data over there, and certainly you will find, I'll give the like correct 65532, or like let's say, and then 65530 sort of. So like array subscripts you will get it like this, means like 32 and 34, means like the array elements will occupy the respective memory locations. Respective means consecutive, means like if first element is 1000, second will be the 1000 plus 2, 1002, 1004, likewise. So it proves the point that array is a set of similar type of data. Whenever you are dealing with the set, then we have to declare an array, right? And then like instead of here I don't require 10 different printf scanf statements to insert data. I can able to set the loop, because array the only thing what it changes that is the subscript value, so I can set the loop over there. So 2 lines of code can able to insert data of 10 elements, 1000 elements, 10,000 elements, or 1 lakh elements also, right? Let's understand you want to insert the 1000 element data, so I have to just like make it the array subscript 1000, set the loop up to 1000, and that's it. It's like instead of using 1000 lines of code for inserting and displaying the data, I can just couple of lines of code can able to do it by using array over there. And the point is that what we study, that array is a set of similar type of data having respective location in the memory. So we'll get the this example we prove that all array subscript have a respective memory location over there, right? Test this code, you'll understand these things, right? Okay, now let us take one example of array of undefined subscripts. Now this is the previous example is what? Array of defined subscripts. Now array of undefined subscripts. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, and now I am having an array with the undefined subscript, means like I don't know how many elements are there. Now here in this case I declare an array and initialize the data on the same line as I already discussed. Like while you are dealing with the array of undefined subscripts, you have to declare and initialize the data on the same line, right? So whatever the number of elements you are initializing, that much becomes the size of an array. But till then, now here we can able to count, but like there is no logic to count. Here I is the array subscript and I am using as a size of an array. Let's say I want to, in case of array of undefined subscript, I don't know like how many elements are there. You may have the n number of elements over like this, right? So you want to count the size of an array. What will be the size of an array? Right? This is an array of undefined subscript, so we don't have any defined size of it. So you can write the expression a equal to size of a. What is a? A is an array. What is array? Array is a set of similar type of data. So like to find out how many elements are there. So cumulative memory size, as you know that we discussed prior in the basic programming, size of is the operator will calculate the memory size of the variable. So cumulative memory size of the variable divided by size of 1. Cumulative memory size of the variable divided by the size of a 1 will give you the total number of elements, and total elements equal to size of array divided by 2. What is 2? Because it's a array of integer over there, and that is size of integer. Got my point? Now you can set the loop like, okay, print array subscripts element and the memory address. So to travel for the array elements, I can say I equal to 0, I less than n, because n is the size of an array, and I plus plus, and I can write like a of %d slash t %d slash t %u, the same, to check whether the subscripts, array subscripts, and what their memory size is. At the same time, the address allocated by the compiler is. So here we deal with the array of undefined subscripts. We declare and initialize the data. We able to calculate the total size of an array. Size of a divided by 2 will calculate the size of an array, total number of subscript of an array, and then we'll set the loop over here. While dealing with the array of defined subscript, everything is defined over there, fixed. But here in this case, and why I am using it array of defined subscripts, you want to declare it on one line and use it in another, right? But if you want to declare and initialize on the same line, there is no another scanf required over there or input required. Then declare and initialize on the same line, and then in this here you can calculate the memory size of that particular array, like size of a by 2, and then you can use a loop starting from 0 to n and able to traverse the array over there. Right? Test this course over there. Thank you.